I don't do video. This is my first attempt. I'm just doing a little pruning around where I'm going to build my little cabin. It's like September the 14th. It's pretty warm. I trimmed my way in here. I had some overhanging bushes and limbs impeding my ATV route. So I got that trimmed up. So I'm gonna work on this cedar and limb it up a bit. Limb that on up a bit more. framing's right. Sorry, I'm in my my old white t-shirt, boots. Got some Deep Woods Off. It's for the advertisement. I got my boots on because it is a extremely good time of year for the the snakes to be giving live birth, the ones that do. It's a little pre-fall. It's so dry here now. If I were to get in some hardwood timber a little more, you would see how the dryness from lack of rain would be starting to make the leaves throw early. But anyway, I got the boots for protecting the old ankles from snakes. Yeah, they may not be tall enough, but you know, that's what I have. This spot here, I'm kind of reluctant to video because, you know, I'm just not sure I'll remember to do it. Like, I've already kind of scratched this spot out. I've been down here a couple of times. I've had this spot in mind for several years. We were fortunate enough to have 30 acres here in Richland Parish. It used to be cotton. Used to be cotton planted right here. This was row crop. Put it in took it out of agriculture, put it in a layout program. My son and I planted some of these pine trees when he was in his early teens, we'll say, maybe almost that, 11, 12-ish. I have a friend who's a forester, gave me some seedlings, and he and I planted a great deal of these. He's almost 30 now, so I got a few years growth on my trees. But I've always wanted this little spot. It's just a little bit higher around than the rest of the place. It grows pine okay. I've drug these, skidded these bridge ties, connections with the railroad. Nephew, Go Blake. He helped me a lot. Got me some bridge timbers I'm going to use for the base of my house instead of digging holes and cementing posts in the ground. I'm going to use these bridge timbers as a foundation, get them nice and level, and build on top of that. They will certainly outlast me. I don't think really anybody else has an interest in this project much except for me and Blake. Blake's, like I say, my nephew. My son, yeah, he's kind of busy right now, but with working a lot. I'm sure he'll get to use it some as well, since we do hunt here on the property. But I'm going to use the bridge timbers for my foundation. I've got some, been gathering materials for a while. I've got enough framing lumber probably to get the subfloor and the walls and part of the rafters. I'm gonna have to probably get a hold of some more, longer 2x. I'm doing an entire 2x4 framing. You'll see as we move along. I'm gonna put 5 runs of bridge timbers 4 feet apart. They'll be 16 feet long. I'm building a 16-foot square building. 1/4 of it facing the north. On the north and west corner will be a little 8x8 porch. Gotta have a little porch. The northeast corner will be my bedroom, 8x8. the open quarters will be 8 by 16. I've got a couch and a recliner. I've got some cabinetry harvesting out of an old house. I've got a little sink. I'm gonna do, you can see over there, I don't know if it's in the frame, but if not, I'll show you later. I've got a galvanized water tank for a well setup. I'm gonna convert it and use it for rain catchment. I'm gonna elevate it onto a stand. I'll probably gutter one side of, at least one side of my building, and see if that produces enough moisture to keep that full. Of course, they'll have the overflow, and I'll just run piping inside. I have a flush toilet. I don't really want to get into plumbing because of codes. I think I'm under square foot wise that I don't have to have any permitting for my little building. But when you start talking about sewer, then that becomes an issue with the parish. So what I'll probably do is have an outhouse back to the east when we get our wind from the east. So east of my main structure will be an outhouse, and inside I may put a camp toilet, a chemical toilet, or composting toilet. I'm not sure yet. That's just going to take up a little extra room out of my space. But anyway, back to the framing. I'm going to have 2x4 floor joists across 5 bridge timbers on 4-foot centers. And I'm going to space my joist 12 inches apart since they're 2x4s, but they will have 5 points of contact for support. And if I put them 12, I probably could go 16 on center, but I'll go 12 just because they're 2x4s. And that will be my framing for my subfloor to go on. And I'll probably go ahead and buy some good 3/4 inch decking to put down for my sub. I have harvested out of one of my great uncle's old houses some pine flooring. I have some in my office. I'll show you sometime on another video on the floor in my office. That I think I have enough to do the inside, the whole inside. If not, probably at least the common area will be pine flooring. The exterior is going to be tin. I have a brother-in-law that Bill, he tore down their old family dairy that's been out of production for a couple of decades. He's tearing that all down he's building himself a home spot, a house for retirement. And I've acquired some tin off of that. Probably have enough. I'm going to do the exterior in tin just because it's campy, it's a camp. If I was going to live in it, I would probably put sheathing on the outside and then put my tin, but I'm probably going right on the 2x4s with my tin siding because it's free. Once I have it all framed up with tin on the outside and the rafters, I'm doing this in a vaulted. Part of it's going to be vaulted, part of it's going to have an 8x8 sleeping loft. We'll get to that when I have to do the engineering on that. Part of it's going to be cantilevered over the common area, and the other part of it will be above the ceiling in the bedroom. Ceiling in the bedroom will not be vaulted, but the common area will. I'm going to have 8-foot walls on the north and south. Down the center, I'm going to have 12-foot walls. I'm going to use the 12-foot to the 8-foot for my rafters. That way I can accomplish my vaulting. Also, part of it I'll have to have some standard walls inside to help support the sleeping loft. I've got a part of a Ron tower back here. I need a couple more sections actually. I'm gonna set a Ron tower. I have a couple of I think I've got a couple 100 or 150 watt solar panels that I'm gonna put on my up on my Ron tower. I'm gonna do a couple of deep cycle marine lead acid batteries, or maybe yeah, I hadn't decided on that yet. I've got to get myself an inverter and a charge controller. It's not going to cost me too much to do that. I actually have a couple marine batteries I may try to rejuvenate. But I am going to have some 12-volt lighting, a small battery stack, a couple of batteries for storage. I hope to be able to run, maybe a couple things off of that. Not much. But I am going to have a little solar. I am going to go ahead when I'm erecting that Ron tower. I'm going to go ahead and put me a TV antenna up just in case I want a little tiny TV down here, maybe watch a football game or something like that. But I'm definitely going to do it while I'm erecting it. I don't want to have to climb it later because it's not going to be that tall, probably 20, 25 feet plus a mast. But anyway, that's not about building this, but yeah, I'll have the solar. I've got propane, a small propane heater. I'm going to mount inside for, probably won't utilize that till like in January, February around here, but I'll go have it in place and I'll put my propane ball outside. Most of the materials that are going into this build are recycled. I ran into a nice little bit of lumber through my nephew. Free. That's how we like it, free. And I've been gathering stuff for years. I'm finally getting to it. I'm not getting any younger. It's actually pretty nice out here right now since I'm not sawing and trimming. Just sit out here in the shade. There's a slight breeze. I don't know what the temp is. It's probably, I'm sure it's in the 80s by now. But with all the tree cover that I have here, I get it opened up a little bit where breeze can blow in here. It's going to be nice. I might even hang a hammock down here. Again, this is something I've always wanted to do, and before I get to the point where I don't have the energy to do it or the health to do it, I'm going to get it done. Got to get myself a little twin bed. I've got a little dresser, a little antique dresser that I'm probably going to put in here. I've got a couch recliner. I may have mentioned that earlier. I do have windows that I bought. A guy in a town not too far from here, close to where I work, was replacing his double pane windows with more double pane windows, and I bought a lot of them and some old doors for maybe $100. That's been 10 years ago, but I've housed them. I've got to redo the framing around them, but they're still good windows. I've got enough. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe one in the kitchen, 4 foot wide kitchen. But I might want to look out toward the east, let a little cross breeze come through, and I've got wooden doors, solid core, real doors. What else do I have? I do have a little wiring. I'm just not gonna have a whole lot in this build. I probably will pop for a little roll insulation. I have a few rolls, but I'll probably get some more rolls, just to help out a little bit on the vaulted. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'll probably buy some 4x8 sheeting and tack my insulation up there and put sheeting, so it won't be, so I can have insulation and it not look rugged. Not too far, it used to be in the old barn down here, there was a water well. The pipe is still in the ground. I noticed where squirrels have been putting acorns and pecans and such down the pipe, so I may have to take the tractor and pull it and clean the point and put it back down. But I may have water. You know, it's not 100 yards. I'm gonna pick you up. Yeah, I'll just keep it that way. There's a little bit of my framing lumber right now. Back down there to that trail, back to the right. I'm guessing another 30-40 feet over there is a hand. It's an old stem, well stem sticking up. I might can put a hand pump on it and go draw water that way. You know, but I will have rainwater and I will bring water. Water's not a problem. I'm gonna back up a little and stand over here on some of this bridge timbers. There you can see my galvanized tank in the back. It's probably close to 100 gallons. My bridge timbers, I've got to get lined up, and I'm gonna pin those down. I've got a power pole drill bit. I'm gonna drill and drive rebar into the earth to hold those in place so they don't do any shifting. But yeah, I got a lot to do. I'm gonna do a little walking real quick. Over here to about where it's gonna sit. I've got to do a little limbing up here in the big pine. But yeah, my house place is, you know, a few hundred yards back that way. Panning through, looking to the north. I know a lot of you don't hunt. I do hunt. I've been utilizing wildlife out here for a few years. I'll walk down here. This is one of my trails that I've not kept up. I've bush hogged recently. As you can see down there where the sunlight is, that's about, I don't know, 50 yards, and then it angles back west to another stand location. Then it kind of goes back to the north, and yeah, I hunt over here. I only harvest, you know, what I can use. I do have a gentleman down the street that I'll probably gonna harvest for this year. His family. I'm gonna see if I can flip this. I don't know. Oh, I lightened that up. I don't know how I did that. That might be better. Oh, see a little bit better. But anyway, those two buys I had my camera wedged in earlier while I was trimming. I'll have to go back and look at all this and edit. I think I'm gonna walk back to the house and get a bottle of water. You can probably see some of the places, limbs I've trimmed up. I'll keep you with me for a little while. I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see when I turn back into the east. But anyway, wow, I can't even see the screen. Right back over in there used to be a little, back in the day, you had a barn and you had your blacksmith stuff set up, and it was there. I recovered it when the structure started to fall in, and got it back to my house. Yeah, the old barn was right out there. And go back east, go back toward the house. Now I've got all this limb laying in my little lane. And I'm gonna have to get on the tractor after a while and push all this stuff up in a pile in the woods here. Some rabbits can habitate that. I do that often with brush piles. I place brush piles around so the animals can utilize it, so it's not really going to waste. I don't like wasting my resources. So I guess I'll tell you who I am. You'll see it on my, if I actually follow through with this, and have myself a YouTube channel. I'm Mike. I live in Northeast Louisiana in Richland Parish. I'm 56 and a half years old, and been married for 35. Like I say, we're fortunate enough to get this little bit of acreage. Bought some family property, moved out here, and really enjoy it. So you can see the yard up there, just the light spot way in the back. I'm gonna stop now and do some more videography shortly.